I'm scared. So today we're going to be doing something a little different. Back in the early 1930s, tomato soup cake was a thing. And then in the 1960s, they came up with something called experiment number 38, which it kind of reminds you of Stitch, which was experiment 626. Suffice it to say, this recipe in the 1960s is what I basically call trailer park cooking.
Peanut butter and jam!
It relies, and when I say trailer park cooking, means that it's inexpensive, fairly, and mostly prepared, prepackaged mixes and things of that nature is doing the heavy lifting. You're not really making from scratch. And that's why I call it trailer park food. It's food that poor people, busy people, people with limited means can make something that's delicious. So it's not a slight at people who live in trailer parks. It is just saying that it's very processed, most of it's pre-prepared and makes it a little easy. So the recipe from the 1960s, it calls for 3 things, says 4 is optional, and then the other 2 is entirely up to you. You can leave it out or not, but for the actual cake component to make it work, they say all you need is a half cup of water, 1 can of condensed tomato soup, and 1 box of spiced cake mix. I'm using Betty Crocker Delights. It comes with pudding in it. So not only does it have cake mix, it's also got pudding. So if you've seen my zucchini bread, my mom's zucchini bread, basically you don't even have to put pudding in this. Not that the original 38, recipe 38, it didn't say put pudding in it, but it's got it in there. It says you can do 2 eggs. That's not required. It doesn't make a big difference. I'm going to put 2 eggs in there just to be safe. Now, the recipe said a 18-ounce box of cake mix. Well, they don't make 18-ounce boxes of cake mix anymore. That's the reason why I'm doing the egg. This is 13.25 ounces of cake mix. So over the years, we have lost about 5 ounces of mix. So our boxes have gotten smaller. In this, they totally optional. You don't need it, but if you want it, you can. Raisins and pecans. There's been a number of from scratch 1930 style videos. If you want to make 1930 style, you can, but I have not seen anybody do recipe number 38 from Campbell's, experiment number 38. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing experiment 38. I am doing a half cup, which is 3 ounces by weight of raisins, and then I am doing a half cup, which is roughly 2 ounces of chopped pecans. So let's get started. First thing we're going to add is the cake mix. Next, we're going to add in the pecans. Next, 3 boxes of raisins, 3 ounces. This is a 10.75 ounce can. Now we'll do 2 eggs. This now gets all mixed up. Remember, break up the yolks first before you start mixing. It makes it a lot easier. Alright, here we go. It's all mixed up pretty good, more or less. Now what I'm going to do, you'll notice it smells of carrot cake, and there's a good reason for that. Basically, a carrot cake is a spice cake, so you could do mashed up carrots or shredded carrots, make you a very good carrot cake. Well, I'm going to depart from the recipe. I have made a slurry of oil and flour and covered the inside of my baking tins. I've got a small tin I'm going to do for my neighbor. I got one for us. And so what I'm doing is I took the oil and the flour. It's 3 parts oil to 2 parts flour. It makes kind of a runny little paste. You can paste it around. It does very well. I'm going to do a little bit of this for my neighbor in a small mini loaf pan, because he said he's trying to cut back on his sugar, so I'm going to do a small one for him, not a big one. And then we'll do us one that's a little bit bigger, because it's me and my wife. My wife, if she likes this, she'll eat most of it. If not, well, we'll go from there. Alright guys, so you'll notice that these right here are half full, and that's because they're going to rise up, and you want to give them plenty of room to rise up. Most ovens are not exact, and the original instructions that I found didn't say what to bake. It said just to bake it at the temp that your box cake mix says. That's a good starting point. Now my oven is not a true 350 degrees, so I go about 375. Just kind of judge for what your oven says, but I would say start out at 350. If it comes out a little dry or whatever, bump up the heat, maybe not to temp. And so I know mine, I need to be about 25 degrees higher. So 375, I'm going to go for about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then I'll check it. Okay, these are going into oven. Realize this is a metal pan, it'll cook hotter, and it's also smaller, so this probably done in about 10-15 minutes. This is going to be closer to 40-45 minutes. On this small one, it took about 30 minutes to bake. This one is still raw on the side. I did look on the Campbell's Soup website, and they have an updated version of this recipe with no nuts. Pretty much same recipe, no raisins though. It says to use canned cream cheese frosting. I'm not going to do that. And it said to bake it only 10 minutes, but they used cake rounds. We're not using cake rounds. Alrighty, this is done. So we're going to took 45 minutes. We're going to take this out now and let it cool. I'm going to do our cream cheese frosting. Got our cream cheese here, 8 ounces. Teaspoon of pure vanilla. Half stick of room temperature butter. 4 cups of powdered sugar. So let's get started. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is just kind of take the butter and the cream cheese and the vanilla extract and just kind of get it all mixed together. I don't have a hand mixer. I don't do a lot of stuff that requires a hand mixer, so I just do this with a fork. It's fine. As long as it's all room temperature, it's all fine.
Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine. It's all good.
Alright, so I poured in the first 2 cups, and I'm just slowly mixing this in, and then I'll add in, after I get incorporated, I'll add in the second 2 cups. Now that's all mixed together, we'll add in the second half of the powdered sugar, so 2 more cups going in. Now we'll mix all this together. Now if you had a hand mixer, this would make it a lot more fluffier. I don't mind it being a little bit dense because I'm going to pipe this on. But yeah, this is when you start incorporating the air. You just kind of fold air. Again, I'm using a fork. That is not the best thing in the world, but that's my preferred tool of choice. I hate frosting. I burn up more hand mixers making frosting for events and people. Frosting is hard on a mixer. It's way hard on a mixer. And this right here is not as difficult as people make it out to be. So I'm just kind of folding in a little air. At this stage, just kind of come up, fold over, incorporate that air, get a little fluffed up, and then we're going to put this into a gallon zip top bag. We'll cut the end of it off, and I'll pipe it onto our cake. Okay, so I have a zip top bag, gallon. I'm just going to take this. I've switched out the fork for a spoon. I'll put this in here. I roll this up so that I can get it into the bag easier without messing up the opening of the bag. Now we got it in the bag, all we gotta do is cut the tip here and we can pipe it on. Alright, so we've got our bag here, got the hole cut, and we just gonna pipe on. I hate frosting. I'll spoon out the rest once it's... We'll level it out in a minute, but this just makes it a little easier to spread on right now. So what I do is I just kind of... I'm not a professional cake decorator by any stretch of the imagination. So what I do is I just kind of frost the top of stuff, and I'll just pipe it on so that I don't get an uneven amount, and then I just kind of smooth it out with a spatula. Didn't have a icing spatula, so I went ahead and I used a spoon, but there you go. They're ready to go. Let's go ahead and cut into this one. There's the cross section. Definitely has weird color. It does have weird color. It looks like it has tomato soup in it. But everybody that does this says it's wonderful. I'm ready to try it. See how it is. I'm scared. Frosting makes everything better. I'm gonna try it just without frosting. It has carrot cake vibes. Tastes very much like carrot cake without the carrots. It is in the same vein. You fed this to somebody and just told them that it was a cake, it would just fix it up like a carrot cake, you know, with the layers of the frosting. Said what I did. I don't think that they would be able to say that you made it with tomatoes or tomato soup. I see why this cake has endured for so long. Campbell's has kept it alive, and for good reason. This cake deserves more credit than what it gets. It doesn't have any flavor that is off-putting. It has no flavor that lets you know that's made with tomato soup. And there is another recipe that they did. I think I'm going to try it. They have a recipe for a pie. And I think I want to try that. This has definitely put me on to using tomato soup in different ways. I think you should try this one. It is really, really good. I'm going to finish this up even though I ain't supposed to have it. And I will see y'all guys again next time. Bye.